welcome back, my amazing artists. So this week we are going to be talking all about landscapes, which to remember is an outdoor picture. It can be by the ocean, it could be in the country, it could be out in the farmlands, it could be in the mountains. Okay, so that's what a landscape is. So we're going to review a little bit about that, but we're going to take a look at a contemporary artist who does beautiful landscape. And a contemporary artist means that they are living and breathing today. She has her own Instagram account. You can follow her on YouTube and see how all the beautiful artworks that she makes. All right, so let's take a quick look at some of the artwork that she does. A landscape is a picture of something outdoors. It could be in the countryside, it could be in the mountains, or by the ocean. A landscape has different areas. It has the foreground, which is the closest part to you, and the background, which could be the sky and the mountains. And don't forget the horizon line that divides the sky from the ground. Robin Mead has her own style. You'll notice dark black lines that create lots of movement in her picture, and she uses bright, bold color to make them feel happy. So today we're going to create our own landscape just like she does. So grab your paper and some watercolor paints or markers, and let's get started. All right, to get started with your landscape drawing, you've got to decide, do you want your paper this way so you have more of your landscape going horizontally, or do you want it vertically so you can put more layers? I'm going to do it this way so I can show you all the different types of layers and designs that you can do. Okay, so the first part of a landscape we need to do is the horizon line. Decide how much of the ground we want to see and how much of the sky we want to see. So I'm going to go right across. Doesn't have to be straight. Maybe we're in the countryside. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start working up. Okay, it's easier to do the background first. So maybe I want some hills. So I'm going to draw some lines. They can go up, they can go down, they can go behind, they can overlap. Okay. All right, and so up here, maybe I want a nice big sunset. So I got my sun, and I'm gonna do some lines that go right out to my edge. Notice I'm drawing in Sharpie because it's easier to see, but you should be using pencil with an eraser just in case you make a mistake. You can always Sharpie afterward. Okay, so now we're going to now work from the bottom. So decide, this is the background. So that's the stuff that is the furthest away, okay? The foreground is what's closest. So maybe you want to have just ocean, or maybe you want to do like she did and have some really big flowers in the front. So I'm going to draw a really big flower in the front. Any kind of flower. I'm doing kind of like a daisy or a sunflower. And maybe a couple vines. Or some leaves. Okay. All right, and then I've got, maybe this is all on a beach. I'm going to put my beach down here. And then we're by the ocean. So this whole open area, I've got some ocean. So I like the way she drew those waves. I can do a spiral. I put a lot of spiral in my artwork. And then I've got some ocean lines. Okay, so notice all my black lines that I did to create all the different parts of my landscape. So I've got my background way up here with my sun, and then I got the foreground up here. My flowers are really big in the front, okay? It doesn't have to be a flower. You can do whatever you want. So what she does now is she goes and adds movement by adding black patterns. So basically, think of a Zentangle. Okay, I can add some extra black lines here. Continue with my swirl. All right, so once you have filled your entire paper, now it is time for adding color. So I'm going to be using watercolor paints, but you can feel free to use markers, crayons, or colored pencils, or whatever you have at home. Okay. All right, so as I look at my picture, I'm going to think of what different kinds of colors I might want to use. Okay, so I know I want to do a sunset, so I might use those warm colors, and the water is nice and cool, so I might use the cool colors down here. Okay, so when you are painting, you can also try doing some blending. Remember that the colors next to each other are great for blending. So here I go. All right, so here is my finished painted landscape, which was inspired by contemporary artist Mead, who does amazing colorful artworks with movement lines and patterns. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed learning how to paint like this. And once you are done, if you are learning from home, make sure you upload into the Google Classroom. All right, so bye guys.